guys, Venetia's Cutesy. So, guys, I realized something in my life, I was never, right now, I was like a normal slash weird, unsociable kid, right? And I was doing that since I was in elementary, in middle school, and high school, right? Then I realized I'm much different now, you know? I see things now, like something better, in my life, Before I was like, just like being me, But then I was like, I sat down, I was like, I'm not the same girl anymore. I'm not that nice girl anymore. I got kind of rough, I'm not nice that much. Um, I'm learning how to like be a better friend, I guess. So I was like, wow, I have so much things I learn about myself, that I can be nice, I can be friendly, and if you mess with me, you'll get the mean side of me, Before it was just like only being nice, when I was younger, When I was in elementary, I was always nice to everybody I meet, right? And then when I got to middle school, that's when it all changed, right? So I was like, screw this, I'm not gonna be nice to nobody, because they're not nice to me. Like, why would I like be nice to a person that is not nice to me? So I was like, you know what? Screw the good girl reputation, right? So before I used to had like a lot of trophies when I was in elementary or so for coming to school every day, you know. And my mom was like, you can't miss one day, even if you're sick, right? So I remember this one time, right? I had pink eye, I had wingworms, and I was sick, right? Not in the same day, right? But it was in each year, So I remember when I was in I think third grade, right? I think I had pink eye one day, right? And I came to school. My mom was like, "You can't stay home, even if your eye looking like that, right?" And I was like, "Okay." So she was like, "Okay, go to school." So she dropped me to school, right? And by the time the day started, right? I went to breakfast and everything like that. I went to class, right? And like they was like looking at my eye, like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, at the time, they had a nurse at the school. Nowadays, they don't have nurses at the school. I don't know why. Because what if it's a medical situation that they need a nurse on the in the school, right? So yeah. So at the time they had a nurse, and it was like, I think this is like contagious, Venetia. You need to like go see the nurse, right? And I was like, okay, miss. So it was like so I went downstairs and I see the nurse. She's like, why you came to school? And I was like, because my mom was like, I can't miss a day of school, She's like, you got pink eye. And I was like, what is that, She's like, it is, what's that called? Contagious, And I was like, what that supposed to mean? She's like, if you stand next to a kid and you rub your eye and you touch that kid or something like that, right? And they touch their eye, they'll get pink eye, right? So I was like, okay. She's like, I gotta call your parents, right? So you can go home, right? So she was like, she called my parents. My mom didn't come, because she was working, right? At the time, she was like a nurse, right? So she can't get off of work, right? So I had to sit in there in the nurse's office, right? And I stayed there until like lunchtime. She got me some lunch, and I ate there, and I had to wait until like it was the end of this day, So that happened, right? So I'm gonna tell you this other part of that same day, right? So it was me and my siblings, because it was four of us, right? Four girls, right? So usually when it's like time for us to go home, my mom don't show up. She don't show up. She don't come to pick us up, right? And my sister was the oldest, so she had to call our house to see if our mom's gonna pick us up, right? She do this all the time, like forget us to pick us up, right? Like all the time. So I don't know why she keep doing that, Until the lady's like, you need to start picking up your kids early, or like on time, because this is getting annoying, because we can't be staying here and watching your kids, right? So apparently she started coming for us the regular time, right? And it's kind of funny because I remember my whole childhood when I was in elementary, right? We had all different kind of rent-a cars. We had every car you can possibly name. And the people who was in like the school, right? There was like, how you keep getting all of these different cars be picking you up? And I was like, your girl's whatever, She got that kind of, I don't know. So she was like, why you get so many different cars? They kept looking at us because we keep getting different cars every single day, The first time I started to notice we was getting in different cars every day, like renting cars every day. And people kept looking at us like, they must be rich. They must be doing something right. That's what they was acting like, right? And so this one time, right, my mom borrowed my aunt's car, right? She had a Hummer at the time, right? This is what I'm in right now. So she was like, let me borrow your Hummer. At that time, my aunt's car was the number one Hummer, That was the big version of a Hummer, right? So we used that car, and this girl kept coming into our car every time we was like getting my siblings, right? So this time we got the Hummer, right? She drove the elementary, right? So I locked the door so this girl won't just come in our car all the time, I don't know what her parents didn't teach her, like, don't get in people's car, right? Apparently she's stupid. So that happened, right? And then my mom and my aunt was like, why you won't just get each other all in one like situation, like one part of like or y'all go to stay one place and we can pick you up just like that, instead of just one by one coming in the car. I was like, I can't because they don't come as early or they come late, So that was the reason why we couldn't just be in one spot and then go in the car, right? So that was the reason, right? But then we went to my aunt's house, right? And she likes to drive her Hummer, like, sometimes, right? And we thought, because we was visiting my aunt and her our cousins, we thought that it would be funny to, like, hide inside her car, So my mom and my aunt was looking for us, right? Because it was time for us to go home, right? So she was looking for us. We was hiding in the car and playing little stupid games, right? Inside the car. They finally found out we was in the garage playing inside the car, right? They told us to get out, right? So I guess that was the time that we had different rental cars come to the elementary, and how we snuck into our aunt's Hummer and played in there, I guess this is like the only time that I had a good childhood, I guess, like getting different cars every day, and people was like looking at me like, how she get these cars every day? Why she get so many different cars? Like, is she renting them, or is this all her cars, It was kind of fun because the adults was like saying like, why you keep getting different kind of cars every day? And I was like, I don't know. I'm a kid. I don't know. Ask my mama, But anywho, that's how they was like, So guys, like and subscribe, turn your notifications on. I see you later. Bye.